Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me one of the participants in this season's event. His name is Eric Abojei. He is an offensive lineman out of Wyoming. Nice to have you, sir.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
So yeah, I mean, you were one of the guys who we made the call. We wanted to have you down at the Hula Bowl. Really loved your length and your really a bit of your versatility, your ability to run block and stuff. But before we get talking about all that football, stuff, why don't you kind of set the stage? Tell me where you're from and how you actually got to your university.
So I'm originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I went to high school about 15 minutes from Minneapolis, in a little town called Robbinsdale. Robbinsdale Cooper is where I went to high school. And pretty much how I found myself at the University of Wyoming was during the time of my recruiting process. I was committed to University of Minnesota. Some things kind of transpired with the coaching staff and basically some certain things, I guess, communication wise, just didn't allow us to kind of make the plan happen the way we expected to. So after, just kind of decommitting and kind of talking to my family, I was just kind of exploring my options, and my coaches, they talked very highly of the University of Wyoming. I wasn't really sure about Wyoming because I didn't really know where it was, but and I know it's probably gonna sound crazy. I didn't even know it was a state really, but as time went on, like I started taking more visits. I finally took my visit to University of Wyoming, and really just the culture, the I guess the environment that Wyoming has just kind of spoke to me. And when I took my visit, I got to just see the campus. I got to see, the facilities that they were building. And I could just tell Wyoming was just one of those places they were trying to rebuild. They were trying to start over. They were trying to not necessarily start over, but just kind of pick up from where they kind of, left off at. And Coach Ball, he told me, I want to bring you in here, and I want you to, first off, I want you to graduate. I want you to get that degree, and then second, I want you to be a part of a brotherhood that you can kind of remember for the rest of your life, and just have a career that you can say you kind of accomplished and did on your own, and you overcame some things. So that really spoke out to me because, one, I just knew like I wanted to graduate. I promised my mom, in high school that, wherever I landed up, I was going to make sure that I graduated first off. And then second, I was going to be able to, put my name hopefully out there to be able to play on Sundays. But first off, play on Saturdays and get those wins. So as time went on, like Wyoming just became home for me. It just became one of those places where I'm just so grateful that I landed there. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way, and I'm just glad that I got the opportunity to play there and be able to just kind of excel and just kind of honestly beat the odds, because not a lot of guys can say that they were able to play Division I football. So.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Wyoming is one of these Division I programs that a lot of people I don't know, maybe sometimes forget, man. I mean, maybe that's the reason why you didn't know exactly where it was at the time, because I mean, they have had some good seasons. I don't know if you were there. Were you there when Josh Allen was or not? I'm trying to
Yeah, that was actually my
timing on
first
that.
year there. Yeah, that was my first year, 2017. He was a senior and he was getting ready for the NFL draft.
So how was, I mean, I don't want to touch on this for too long, but
Mhm.
how was that for you coming in as a freshman, seeing a guy like Josh Allen with all the talent in the world and all that? Like how was that how did that make an impression on you?
Mhm. I mean, like you said, like Wyoming is, they've had some good years, some good seasons, some good players that have come through there. And honestly, like before Wyoming, like I heard about Josh Allen, but I didn't even know he went to Wyoming. So I guess when I got the offer and my coach was like, "Do you know who goes there?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like they're like they have one of the top draft picks in the NFL right now. I was like, "Oh, really?" And people like once they found out I got that offer, like people were telling me like, "You know who Josh Allen is, right? He plays at Wyoming." And I'm like, "How do y'all know this?" And I don't. It's like crazy to think about. So for me, like just knowing the kind of caliber, player that Wyoming kind of produced, really stood out to me because, like I said, like I knew they were kind of trying to rebuild. They were trying to, come up to the surface. And for me, like I knew I had very raw talent, and I wanted to kind of explore my talent, explore my options. So to me, seeing how Josh Allen came there and kind of upped his game really motivated me to want to go in and do the same thing. And just like when I first got there, like I was expecting Josh Allen to, be, the macho dog, but the dude really acted like, he was, like none of that stuff really mattered to him. So it was like, I really took his leadership, I really took his role and how he kind of came in and kind of developed himself as a way I wanted to start off as. And I really looked up to him and I still look up to him to this day. So it's honestly just one of those things where I look at him and I just want to be like him pretty much. So I want to follow in his footsteps. So yeah.
Gotcha. So a couple quick things. So again, you said that went to college out in Robbinsdale, Minnesota. So
Hmm.
again, I'm just trying to recap for some guys, and then eventually got your way out there to Wyoming.
Hmm.
Promised your parents you'd get a degree there. So
Hmm.
what did you ultimately get your degree in?
Ultimately, I graduated 2 years ago. I got my degree in American Studies. I started working on my grad program for higher education administration. And hopefully, I want to be able to work in a school district and become a superintendent. Um, just,
Interesting. So,
yeah.
I'm trying to picture this guy working in the school system. I don't know how that's how that's gonna go. I mean, pretty big dude there to be the superintendent. I don't know, but hey, well, obviously, you had a lot going for you, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you to the Hula Bowl. But just kind of
Mhm.
want to hear it from you. What do you feel is the best thing about you when you think about yourself as an NFL prospect?
For me, I think uh, I have a lot of. I don't like to like boast myself on it, but I think I have pretty good footwork. I think I have a pretty good awareness of just I guess defensive schemes and how like an offensive scheme can kind of break down a defensive scheme. I think at the same time with my length and my savviness, I think I bring a lot of aggression. So I think especially looking at guards, you want one of those guys who's savvy but also has, just really good aggression, can just generate good force. So I think for me, I think just all around, I think I can bring a lot to the table, especially with my aggressiveness and just the way I kind of transition from blocking to running. I think I'm just one of those guys that I'm still developing, but at the same time, like I think I have a lot to bring to the table.
Yeah, so we actually invited you to the Hula Bowl to play left tackle, but I think a lot of pro teams are looking for you to transition inside to maybe some left guard. But like you said, I mean, really some nice quality length to you. Some of the measurements that we had on you, some very long arms, like 35.5-inch arms, over an 84-inch wingspan, which is just a really awesome wingspan to work with. So, and that doesn't necessarily take you away from being from playing on the outside, whether it be left or right side. I certainly feel like you have the ability to be out there on almost all those positions. So, have you had any experience on the interior that much there at Wyoming? I don't think you've done any snaps or anything, right? You've just kind of you know, been on the outside, mostly on the left side, right?
Yeah, so I originally started at tackle my freshman year, 2017, and then my coach that year told me, you probably like you got the arm length, but probably just not the height. So I played guard up until just this season. That's when I really started playing tackle. Um, but most of the time I played mainly guard, left guard. Haven't really I didn't play center. I'm honestly on the way of working into that, and getting more snaps and stuff. So hopefully, I can be able to work my way into playing all three positions eventually. So
Well, hey, I mean, if you can get all those things and be able to have them in your tool belt, just give you more opportunities to go out there and compete. So,
exactly.
kudos to you on that. So, um, again, we invited you to the Hula Bowl. We made you take this long, arduous journey. And I don't know, you probably had a layover at least once getting yourself down to Orlando. Talk about your experience with the Hula Bowl. I mean, I know getting that call. I mean, I don't know how you felt about all that, but talk about your experience with that, and we'll just kind of move into the weekly events of things.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I mean, man, I think about this like all the time, like ever since like the game. Honestly, it's truly a blessing to get that call. It was honestly something that I wasn't too sure I was gonna get one of those calls, especially to a senior showcasing. And honestly, I will say, the Hula Bowl was definitely in my top, you know, choices of senior showcases that I wanted to be able to go to. I heard a lot about the Hula Bowl, and I just heard a lot about just the amount of players that come through there and they can showcase themselves, whether they're on the top draft boards or on the low draft boards. It just gives you guys like me an opportunity just to be able to go out in front of those scouts and show those scouts what they probably haven't seen before. Um, so I mean, just getting that call and just being able to get that opportunity was just something I've wanted for a lifetime. And I guess getting there, um, and it was just so much like to embrace. Like getting there, meeting the coaches, meeting different players from all around the world. Especially like my roommate, like I met a dude from Japan, which I didn't even know. Like Japan even had their own league. Really, it's just crazy to think how much football is evolving and how much football is pushing for players to kind of um, get to their dreams, get to their goals. And I felt like the Hula Bowl was the start for me to kind of recognize that my goals and dreams are possible and they're very obtainable. And just the events that we had, the events that we got to kind of go through, like the financial aspects of the financial seminars that we got to attend. Those were things that I was looking forward to because I always heard about the financial life of being an athlete. But just being able to get some of those lessons, those coachings was very insightful to me because um, I'm a big person on working on my financials. I really want to work on my financials, so I really enjoyed that because that gave me a lot of insight. That gave me something to look forward to, especially with trying to achieve my goal and just looking forward to my career. So things like that, or just going bowling with some of those guys. Like you never know who's a true professional at bowling until you get out there. So kind of being able to just see guys in a different kind of element, seeing them kind of perform differently outside of football was just kind of cool because you just kind of see there's guys out there with just different things that they bring to the table outside of football. So it was just kind of fun to kind of just engage and to see guys just having fun. Um, and then I guess the Hall of Fame induction for a lot of those Hula Bowl players was honestly very enlightening to me because I look forward to kind of being one of those guys, and hopefully being able to come back and get one of those green jackets and telling guys like, yeah, I played at this game, like take this serious and really take this time to really become better. It's honestly one of those things that like I can really look back to and tell my kids like, yeah, I got to be a part of, a senior showcasing of just 100 guys, 100 select few of guys in the whole entire country, and I got to play on TV, and my family got to be there, and I got to do all these cool events. Like, not a lot of people get that opportunity. So I'm like I said, I was truly blessed to get the opportunity, get the call. And shout out to my teammates Frank Crum and Cole Goodbow. I know those guys are looking forward to coming to the Hula Bowl next year. But shout out to those guys for kind of pushing for my name to kind of be recognized as a player that could play at this game and compete. So
Yeah, those guys, they're certainly on our radar for next season. We'll see what happens next go around. I mean, hopefully we can get one or both of them. We'll see how that all pans out.
mhm.
But when you look at your time at the Hula Bowl and also your career as a whole, is there maybe a particular highlight or game that's going to stick out for you? I mean, again, I know you played in a lot of games and you had a lot of great
Yeah.
moments, but can you maybe think of one instance that you're willing to share?
Um, Man, there's a lot of. I would say for sure the Hula Bowl was definitely one of those games where I really felt like I really showed my true potential. Um, I feel like I was able to kind of. I wish I would have got a lot more guard reps, which it is what it is. Like I got to
I
showcase
wish you
my
could have
talents.
too, because it would have meant that we had more guys that, more bodies, but
Mm-hmm,
we only have so many, spots.
for
So
sure. No, yeah, I definitely get that. So like I'm still grateful for the opportunity that I got. I'm still grateful for the reps that I got. But I do feel like playing tackle on a big screen like that was kind of something that really just showed that I can be able to perform on any big screen. But I guess throughout my career at Wyoming, I want to say, man, that's a tough one. I will say our bowl game, even though we did lose, I feel like that really showed a lot of my aggression. I feel like it showed a lot of my worth ethic. I think it showed just who I am as a player. I think that really showcased me as one of those guys who teams should be looking out for. Um, and I think that game really showed that even in desperate need, times like that, like I can still be able to showcase, I can still be able to perform and rise to the occasion. So I think that was just one of the games that really stood out to me as being one of my top games.
Nice. So, definitely looking forward to what the future has in store for you. I mean, I know you were able to sit down with some scouts, do some interviews. You got a lot of scouts
Mhm.
who are paying attention to you and what's going to happen at your pro day here
Mhm.
soon. Any sort of expectations about your pro day here soon? I mean, you have any like I don't know, maybe numbers that you're trying to obtain? I mean, I know that you're trying to cut your weight down a little bit. So you were
Mhm.
338 at the Hula Bowl. Where are you sitting at these days?
Right now I'm sitting at 330. I've been trying to watch that number. I've been trying to make sure that each day at least, or each week at least, that number goes down a little bit. And I've been on the right track. I've been trying to focus on a lot of my eating and a lot of just, I guess, my workout habits, making sure that I'm staying consistent. And then on top of that, just my sleep too, because being a student athlete, it's very hard to kind of maintain the balance between sleep, school, football, all that stuff. So focusing on my sleep and my diet and just staying consistent in the weight room has feel like it's helped me. And I think it's definitely going to help me with my performance on pro day. Um, for me, my expectations for pro day is to keep my foot on the gas and never let up. And that means, I guess, for one, like I said, it's the weight, but also just being able to rep as many reps at 225 as I can. Um, and I guess just showing, the scouts my mobility and my agility, in any drills that I can kind of show that at, which I guess like the 40-yard dash, the L drill, the three cone, that kind of stuff. I want to be able to show these scouts that the numbers don't lie, and my performance definitely doesn't lie. So being able to bring those two together, I feel like scouts are going to be able to see like this is what we were looking for. This is what we wanted to see. So um, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, certainly something for guys to look forward to. I do want to take just a minute or so to maybe just allow you to share something about yourself that's not football related. Anything that you think is interesting, whether it be some hobbies, some interests. Give me a little something that not everybody knows about Abojei.
Okay. Well, in high school, well, honestly, like for the longest, I I actually used to be in my high school choir, and then also in my church's choir as well. My family is they're very big on religion. So my thing and doing my part, my service was singing, I guess. So I always took the time to always be a part of the church choir, and then somehow, uh, actually, I don't know if like I picked it or like it just landed on my schedule in high school, but uh, like I just remember like I got selected to kind of like audition for a select choir in high school, and I didn't really know anything about music. I guess the music notes and stuff, but my music teacher really helped me, and really took took it upon themselves to really like help me, I guess, understand music more. So I'm very fluent, I guess, in music, and I play a little bit of instruments, but I'm not as good. But mainly singing is my big thing.
Well, hey, that sounds like fun. So just for fun, Eric, if it was karaoke night and you had to get up and sing in front of like a couple hundred people, what's that one song that you're gonna feel most confident in singing?
Mm, I think my girl. I think my girl is probably gonna be, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my
Well,
girl.
how high are those notes, man? Like you don't sound like no tenor.
Nah, I'm actually. That's funny that you said that because I'm actually thinking about it. There is one note. It's like at the end that gets super high. I don't know if I can hit it anymore. Maybe when when I didn't hit puberty, I probably could.
Well, hey, maybe you'll have to go through like the list of songs like in your iPhone or whatever and pick out something else. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was gonna be pretty hard. So, um, Eric, buddy, it's been a pleasure to be a part of your journey. Whether it be talking to you over the phone, actually a long car ride. I remember that one from the Hall of, I think it was the Hall of Fame dinner. So that was, very, very great. But uh, I'm really looking forward to what the future has in store for you. I mean, I know that there's got to be some opportunity here in the pros very soon for you, and truly wish you the best of luck. All right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you so much.
Sure. Once again, we got with us Eric Abojei. He's an offensive lineman out of Wyoming and talent that you can't miss this upcoming NFL draft. So thanks, man.
Thank you guys. Big shout out to NFL Draft Diamonds and the Hula Bowl, and honestly, just everyone that has really supported me throughout this journey. And thank you guys. I'll be looking forward to playing on Sundays.